Himself, the beard, James Harden.
Do we have to? I mean, all right. What do you have to say about James Harden?
Here's the thing about James Harden. He's averaging 39 a game this year. I think the highest scoring percent or the score, points per game he's had in his career at any point. But he's not what people make him out to be. And people have been trying to say that time and time again every year. But here we are again, middle of the season. Harden's putting up MVP numbers. And here people are saying, he's the new best player in the league. No, he is not the best player in the league. Because what happens? He gets to the playoffs and he chokes.
We got a phony in the house.
He did it against the Spurs in 2017 when he scored like 11 points in Game 6 at home against the Spurs. And the Rockets got blown out by like 40 points. And I'm pretty sure most of his points came off free throws like he does every game.
Yeah.
And then he did it against the Warriors last year when the Warriors didn't have Kevin Durant in the conference semifinals, right? Durant was down with injury.
Yeah.
Warriors win the first 2 games at home. It goes back to Houston. Houston wins 2. And then series goes back to Golden State. The Warriors win 1, and then it goes back to Houston, and the Rockets just blow it. And Curry and Clay just take over. Harden, nowhere to be found, right? They're like, where the heck is Harden? The guy's ridiculous. He's ridiculous.
He is. I mean, he makes me sad every time I watch basketball, and I think I'm not watching basketball anymore. I mean,
I don't know what it is.
He's a drama king. To the max. I mean, every single time he drives to the basket, his beard goes to the roof. He starts dusting the roof with his beard. I mean, it's just, dude, stop acting. We get it. You're driving to the basket, but not every single contact is a foul.
And then a couple weeks ago, I think it was, there was a video where Harden gets fouled and goes to the line, and you hear some fan yell from the crowd, and he goes, we don't want to just see a bunch of free throws. And then Harden is like, well, tell your guys to stop fouling. They're not I don't know how to respond to that. I just don't.
He's dramatic. He shouldn't have engaged the fan at that point. I mean, he knows what he's doing.
And apparently he's doing a good job at it, but it doesn't work when you get to the playoffs.
Right.
It just doesn't.
I mean, but the refs, they still call it every single time. I mean, do we even want to talk about his step back, which is a travel?
It's a travel.
It's a travel.
Here's the thing. In the new age of the NBA, I see how the refs let it go by. It's just not a legal move. It's not. It's a cheat move. And you go to the gym, you go to the park, and you see dudes doing it. Like, oh, it's a James Harden step back. I'll do it sometimes. Pick up the ball. 5 steps back, 10 steps back, shoot the ball. But the thing is that, even if you're playing good defense, you can't really defend it. And it robs from the defender the fact that he does that move.
Right.
Because it's just not a legal move. He wouldn't, 20 years ago, he wouldn't get by with that move. And there are games where he just comes out and, he'll shoot terribly, right? He'll shoot terribly from 3. He had, I forget what the stat was, but in the beginning of the season, he had like a game where he was 0 for 15 from 3 or something like that. But he still gets his points from getting to the free throw line. Like, he's fake good. He's fake good. He's good on paper.
Yeah.
But I just don't think he's the guy you want on your team.
He's a stat patter. Stat patter. That's the right word. Yeah, I mean, just whatever it takes to make his numbers look good, whether that involves like actually playing well. I don't think it does involve that. And not to mention that, but he's a terrible teammate. He had an altercation with Chris Paul in the playoffs last year. Ultimately led to Chris Paul leaving the Rockets.
And going to OKC.
Going to Oklahoma City. And Russell Westbrook joining the Rockets. But he's just not the guy you want to work with. A, because he causes drama, and B, because he's a ball hog.
He sucks. I mean, he does put up assist numbers.
But that's part of the stat padding.
He does, but he just sucks he sucks the life out of the team. It's just very interesting to watch. And I mean, just last night you had DeJounte Murray from the Spurs. They got into that little altercation. I'm like, man, the league is just kind of tired of him. Someone's gonna stand up to Harden. And all of you Harden fans out there are gonna be like, oh, you're just hating on him because he's the best and they're winning. No, that's not why. All of you Harden fans are out there that are suckers for him. You need to sit down.
Yeah, you can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth. If you like to watch Harden, you don't like to watch basketball. It's as simple as that.
Ooh.
You just don't like it. Because what you are watching is basketballs flying from 40 feet the whole game, and it's probably the slowest game you're watching. Probably the worst 4 hours of your life because you're just watching them take free throws the whole game. Let's have this conversation. It's time to have James Harden arrested and put into prison for the rest of his life.
That is the only possible solution.
Hashtag arrest James Harden.
Arrest James Harden.
Make sure you comment down below, hashtag arrest James Harden. Let's get this started. We'll get it viral on Twitter.
Yeah.
And we'll get Trump to get him put away.
Yeah. Thanks for watching Elevated Sports. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below. Hit the notification bell. Be reminded of when there's new videos coming out throughout the whole week, every day.
And hit the links below to subscribe, to follow the podcast, whatever you do with it. You can stream the podcast on Spotify or Apple Music and
Apple Podcast.
And Apple Music. And
Apple
iTunes,
Music.
all that.
And Spotify.
All right.
And everything your heart desires.
This
and it'll be delightful.
Way longer than it's supposed to be.